The news rippled outwards from Baltimore, reaching even the sun-drenched shores of Sydney. Dr. Anya Sharma, now a reluctant global icon, stood on her apartment balcony overlooking the harbour, the familiar cityscape a stark contrast to the cosmic enigma she and her team had unveiled. The James Webb Telescope's data continued to pour in, and the more they analyzed the distant structured anomaly, the more unsettling parallels emerged. Anya remembered the initial bewilderment, the way the object defied categorization as a typical nebula or galaxy. Now, a different, more recent cosmic oddity kept resurfacing in their discussions: Oumuamua. The interstellar object that had zipped through our solar system in 2017, exhibiting bizarre accelerations and an elongated, almost artificial shape, had never been fully explained. "Look at the latest spectral analysis, Anya." Dr. Chen's voice echoed through the secure comms line from Baltimore, his usual calm replaced by a tremor of excitement. "The energy signatures, they're fluctuating in a way that's directional, almost like propulsion." Anya pulled up the data on her holographic display. The four creature-like components around the central luminous body were still the most perplexing aspect. But now, the team had identified subtle shifts in their relative positions, almost as if they were articulated segments of a larger whole. And the wheels within wheels, initially static in their observation window, were now showing minute but measurable rotations, their internal lights pulsing with increasing intensity. The comparison to Ezekiel's vision remained eerily precise, but a new layer of speculation was taking hold. What if Ezekiel's encounter wasn't a purely spiritual or symbolic event? What if it was a historical record of a similar interstellar visitor, an object so alien that the language of the time could only describe it in metaphorical terms? "Consider Oumuamua," Anya mused aloud to her reflection in the glass. "Its acceleration was non-gravitational, remember? We couldn't fully explain it without gassing alone. What if the stormy wind and flashing fire Ezekiel described were the visual distortions caused by a similar, advanced propulsion system?" Back in Baltimore, the team was running simulations. Could the living creatures with their multifaceted appearance be misinterpreted observations of articulated propulsion units or sensor arrays on a vessel unlike anything humanity had conceived? Could the wheels within wheels be some form of energy conduits or stabilizers, their internal eyes being sensors or emitters? The elongated, somewhat flattened shape hinted at in Webb's increasingly detailed images also echoed Oumuamua's unusual form. Perhaps both were manifestations of a similar class of interstellar craft, utilizing technologies so far beyond human comprehension that one was recorded as a divine vision and the other as a fleeting, inexplicable anomaly. The implications sent shivers down Anya's spine. If this distant object was indeed a contemporary of Oumuamua, then such interstellar visitors were not rare cosmic flukes. They were a phenomenon, and humanity had now potentially witnessed two instances, separated by millennia of technological and conceptual evolution. As the Australian sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the Sydney skyline, Anya felt a profound shift in her understanding of the universe. The mysteries weren't just out there in the vastness of space. They were woven into the very fabric of human history, waiting for the right lens, or perhaps the right telescope, to bring them into focus. The spaceship of Ezekiel, now potentially linked to the enigmatic Oumuamua, was no longer just a biblical curiosity or a modern scientific puzzle. It was a cosmic thread connecting ancient wonder with cutting-edge discovery, suggesting that humanity's encounters with the truly alien might have a longer, stranger history than anyone had dared to imagine. This is just a fiction, but the Bible also talks of a God who many think of as a fiction. He is real. The character of God, as revealed in the Bible, is a masterclass in fiction. He is a deity of paradoxes, a being so vast and complex that even across thousands of pages, his motivations remain elusive, his actions confounding, and his character arc defies simple resolution. If he were a protagonist in a novel, he would be the ultimate unreliable narrator, a hero and an anti-hero all at once, capable of both sublime tenderness and terrifying wrath. This is not a flat character. This is a literary force of nature. One of the most compelling aspects of this character is his profound complexity. He is not simply good or evil, but something far more intricate. In the Old Testament, we see a God who is both a fiery judge and a compassionate father. He is the author of the Ten Commandments, a strict legalist who demands obedience and punishes transgression with floods, plagues, and fire. Yet, he is also the one who weeps over his people, begging them to return to him, and who makes an unbreakable covenant with Abraham out of pure, unmerited grace. This duality makes him dynamic and unpredictable. We never quite know what to expect. He can be a loving shepherd, and in the next breath, a roaring lion. This is the kind of character that grips a reader, forcing them to turn the page, because his every decision carries immense weight and moral ambiguity. His motivation is another brilliant fictional device. On the surface, it seems simple. He desires to be loved and worshipped by the people he created. But a deeper reading reveals a character driven by a more primal, even fragile need for relationship. He is lonely. He creates humanity in his image, not just for a purpose, but for companionship. The story of Eden is a tragic love story, a character study in a being so powerful he can speak worlds into existence, yet so vulnerable that he is wounded by the disobedience of his beloved creations. His punishments, therefore, can be read not as pure malice, but as the lashing out of a broken heart. When he commands the Israelites to be holy and separate, it's not just a rule, it's a desperate plea for them to remain distinct from a world that would corrupt them and, in turn, sever their relationship with him. His jealousy is a testament to the depth of his love, a character trait that in any other story would be a red flag. But here, it is a sign of his fierce and passionate devotion. The character arc is perhaps the most fascinating part of the narrative. It's not a straight line, but a grand, sweeping and cyclical journey of creation, heartbreak, and redemption. In the Old Testament, the arc is one of escalating frustration and divine intervention. He tries to guide humanity through law, prophets, and judges, but time and again, they fail. The climax of this first part of the story is the seeming failure of the relationship, leading to silence for 400 years. Then, the New Testament introduces a stunning plot twist. The ultimate author of the story enters his own narrative. The Incarnation is a breathtaking literary choice. The character of God, so vast and untouchable, takes on flesh and blood. He becomes vulnerable, human, and for the first time, truly knowable. This isn't a simple resolution, it's a profound shift in perspective. He no longer dictates from afar, but suffers alongside his creations. The crucifixion is the ultimate character-driven sacrifice, a moment of tragic heroism where the character seemingly fails, only to achieve the ultimate victory in the resurrection. This character also possesses an incredible range of allies and antagonists. His allies, from the patriarchs to the prophets, are a flawed and compelling cast of supporting characters. Moses is a reluctant, stuttering leader. David is a passionate and deeply flawed king. Jeremiah is a weeping prophet. Their imperfections make them relatable, and their faith in the face of his often baffling commands makes their loyalty all the more powerful. His antagonists are equally compelling. The serpent in Eden, a figure of subtle manipulation, not brute force. The false gods of the nations, a constant temptation and a foil to his singular nature. Satan, a fallen angel who represents the ultimate rebellion, a character with his own tragic backstory. These relationships define the character of God, revealing his patience, his power, and his unwavering commitment to his grand narrative. Ultimately, the character of God in the Bible reads like a work of literary genius because he is never fully revealed. There is always a layer of mystery, a depth that remains unplumbed. He is the source of all things, yet he remains a character who is constantly in motion, revealing new facets of himself through his actions and interactions. He is a character of contradictions, both the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. He is a consuming fire and a still small voice. He is a warrior and a peacemaker. This is the kind of character that lingers long after the final page is turned, inviting endless interpretation, debate, and inspiration. He is a character so well crafted, so rich with nuance and complexity, that he has spawned countless stories, songs, and works of art, forever captivating the human imagination.